This is THV 11 News at 6.
Well, if you like the cold, it was a nice day for you here in central Arkansas.
Yeah, now that the sun is set, temperatures are only going to continue to drop.
Yes, they will.
That's why we have Chief Meteorologist Tom Brandon here, who's issued a weather impact alert. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Faith Woodard.
And I'm Brooke Buckner.
Yes.
How cold is it going to get, Tom?
Well, yeah, they continue to dropping so much that we have to throw an impact alert on this business for the weekend. A part of your weekend, Saturday night and Sunday. This is a reminder that we are going to see temperatures that'll be cold enough to impact things around you. Your faucets. You'll want to stream those coming up Saturday night and Sunday. Make sure your outdoor pets have insulation. And, of course, check on folks that may not have adequate warmth. And be sure you dress in layers. If you get up and you're heading off to an event Sunday, whether it's church or something else, it's going to be very chilly on Sunday morning. So that's why we had that weather impact alert. Our temperatures are beginning to slide on back. 41 Little Rock, Jonesboro 35, 48 Texarkana, all reporting clear skies, but we are going to see some increase in cloud cover, primarily as we head through the day tomorrow. Our numbers updating here. We'll be back around 35 tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. So that tells me we'll be a little bit above freezing tomorrow, but then after that, our nighttime readings heading into the weekend will start off below freezing for the most part. Afternoon highs under partly sunny skies and a shower is possible. Question mark. It won't be anything to bust up any kind of drought. We'll look for highs in the 40s and 50s, and on the way we'll take a look ahead at the weekend, how cold it's going to get. More about that weather impact alert. And oh yeah, burn bans. Back to you.
Thanks, Tom. Andrew McGann, the man accused of killing 2 hikers at Devil's Den State Park in July, was back in court today for the first time in 3 months to hear why prosecutors believe he should receive the death penalty.
There are 3 reasons: the allegations that he killed more than one person, acted to prevent arrest, and committed the crimes in a cruel manner. The defense, however, is asking the court to remove the death penalty as a sentencing option, calling it unconstitutional.
The case is expected to continue through at least next year, with another hearing scheduled for April.
Up in Washington, Arkansas, Senator Tom Cotton has introduced the Deportation Acceleration Act, which would make non-citizens convicted of a felony or 2 misdemeanors automatically deportable.
The bill would require state and local law enforcement to report convictions to the Department of Homeland Security, limit appeal timelines, and allow transportation funds to be withheld from so-called sanctuary jurisdictions.
It would also provide federal grants to states and local governments that comply with the new requirements.
Meanwhile, Governor Sarah Sanders is extending the deployment of Arkansas Army National Guard troops at the nation's capital by 90 days. About
100 soldiers from the 142nd Field Artillery Brigade will continue supporting the D.C. National Guard's civil security mission. The deployment is federally funded and part of a rotating National Guard presence in the capital.
New tonight at 6, community members are meeting to discuss the closure of the Innovation Hub in North Little Rock.
The building was forced to close its doors last month, and since questions about funding have since followed.
But some believe the hub can thrive again and have plans to prove it. THV 11's Catherine Rowley is there ahead of the community meeting to break it down.
Well, Brooke and Faith, that's exactly what the answer that community members are trying to answer is: how can the hub stay operational? Now, it might take some community members to step up, such as artists or other people ready to teach. I'm actually going to walk away so you can see inside that this meeting is getting underway momentarily. There's a good crowd of people that have come to talk about this. This comes, like you said, after the hub closed its doors last month. The founder of the hub will be talking tonight, and they are looking for people, like I said, to step up and try to save the hub for the community. We'll have more at 10 tonight in North Little Rock. Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.
All right, Catherine, thank you. Early voting is a month away. That includes the race for Little Rock School District School Board, and it comes amid major changes triggered by a new state law. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky explains why the board is shrinking and what that means for families.
This March, voters in the Little Rock School District will head to the polls for an unusual school board election. One shaped not by local politics, but by a single line in a state law. Passed after last year's legislative session, it says any district averaging fewer than 20,000 students must cut its board from 9 members to either 5 or 7. And Little Rock School District chose 7. The change forces an immediate redraw of zoning maps. District Superintendent Dr. Jamal White says he has no concerns of families being misrepresented from the change.
Some who may have been concerned about certain portions of neighborhoods being left out of certain zones or certain neighborhoods being split up by the way the zones were configured. And so the feedback that we got from our community actually resulted in the clean 7 zones that we have now. So any anxiety or fear of not being represented, I think all of those fears have been addressed.
LRSD's enrollment has been sliding for years. Numbers presented at last week's board work session shows just under 19,000 students, currently 600 fewer than last school year. He insists a smaller board won't distract from classroom goals.
And our focus is making sure that our students are learning, that they're growing, that they're thriving, that we're offering the best education that we can possibly offer to our community.
The new map leaves 4 of the 7 candidates running uncontested. Current Zone 7 Director Norma Johnson is running for Zone 1. Osiris Bali is staying at Zone 2. Anna Strong is staying in Zone 5, while Anthony Nichols is running for Zone 6. Greg Adams is moving from 8 to 7. While in Zones 3, Zelandria Jackson and Kadarius Napper are looking to represent Zone 3, and Zone 4 incumbent Tony Rose is up against Eugene Kripsky. Dr. Wright is reminding people to show up and vote.
They are the governing body of the district. They set policy, they set the direction, the strategy for our district, and so it is an important, it's definitely an important role. And so we want to make sure that our community, that they come out and vote.
Early voting starts Tuesday, February 17th, and Election Day is March 3rd.
Over in Maumelle, voters may notice a slightly longer ballot than usual this year. That's because on March 3rd, they'll be able to vote on whether or not they want an existing half-cent sales tax to continue and which of 6 different options they want it to fund. Courtney Dunn with the City of Maumelle says it'll appear as 7 different questions on the ballot.
First question is the question to refund and extend that half-cent sales tax, and then the other 6 questions are on bond-specific projects.
Some of the possibilities include a new fire station, new turf for the baseball and softball fields, and much more. All the info can be found on our website, thv11.com. State legislators grilled DHS and dental leaders today on how adults with special needs and other Medicaid patients get dental care. Lawmakers passed 4 acts last year to expand those services, yet none have fully taken effect and families still feel the pinch. THV11's Maya Ellison breaks down the holdup and what it means for Arkansans.
We come to the legislature and look at this. Look at what we're having to do, simply because it's been 18 years since dentists have had a fee increase.
Billy Tarpley, executive director of the Arkansas State Dental Association, testified Thursday. For more than an hour, legislators quizzed DHS and dental leaders on 4 laws passed last session.
So it seems that, if I'm reading that right, the Dental Association and this law firm have a different opinion on what's actually happening here. So,
all written to widen Medicaid dental care.
We have indication from our federal partners that we will not be able to implement as passed.
Act 1025 and Act 568 triggered the sharpest debate. Both aim to increase Medicaid dental payments, especially for children and adults with special needs. DHS says federal Medicaid officials flagged compliance issues, so the laws can't roll out as written.
So they gave us 3 written options. The first one is to create a limit, an expanded limit for everyone that receives dental services.
Those 3 options and a possible 4th fill a 6-page letter from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And while the agency and DHS trade paper, dentists and patients wait.
It's hard to look at families that have waited years to get dental care for their children or family members that have special health care needs.
Dentists like Dr. Ashley McMillan say low reimbursement rates already push many dentists to turn Medicaid patients away, especially those with special needs.
All the places these families are calling, no, we don't take Medicaid, no, we don't take Medicaid. Who takes Medicaid? So you're having to reach out a lot of times on Facebook.
You're coming before us. What is the ask?
Yes, sir. It's the overarching that there's 2 things that Act 1025 asks shall directs DHS to pursue. So that's our ask, is to not accept this letter as true and continue oversight and ensuring that DHS pursues Act 1025 and these other acts that y'all have passed.
We want the DHS to make the commitment to the legislature that they'll continue to come to Rules Committee and a report and provide an update. This isn't personal. This is policy, and we just got to make sure we pass good policy.
In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV11 News.
Committee members passed a motion ordering DHS to keep reporting its progress. In a statement, DHS says it looks forward to working with CMS to determine the best path towards higher dental rates for children and adults with special needs.
We want to transform the nation from Arkansas across America.
An effort inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy is aiming to empower while also connecting students and families with educational, financial literacy, and real pathways to success. It's all part of the MLK 40 King holiday weekend, where community members are looking back on his impacts and looking ahead to continue his legacy in the future. After the break, we're taking a look at your health, what officials say you need to know about the rise in measles cases and a new strain of the flu.
And we've talked about it the last few days that this weekend would bring in the coldest air so far this winter season. A weather impact alert day issued for Sunday, primarily Saturday night, early Sunday. I'll have details next.